Hey all, I'm your new host on this channel for now, as Nodal is going on an indefinite break. He asks that you do not question into his current status. SMG4 has been releasing high-quality teaser images almost daily ever since the We Interrupt This Broadcast episode released, which have all been linked to this Wild West theme that has recently overtook the SMG4 series, likely as a result of the TV entity, whose name has been proven not to be Terry by the way, but let's continue referring to myself as that for now. This trend of releasing constant new teaser images has never been seen before, even for major videos or arcs on the channel, which is very interesting. It shows that whatever this arc is that is currently ongoing, they really want to hype it up quite a lot, especially with the release of that Gmod map, which is another new teasing strategy that they've never done before. Let's discuss some of the interesting details within these images. Before the Ready to Ride episode was released, these teasers did not really tell us much, except that something about this Wild West thing was a little off and that something dubious may be lurking around the corner, as well as maybe implying that the Western theme was being forced onto the series in an unnatural way by Terry, due to the insane amount of images being released promoting it. But the teasers released so far after the Ready to Ride episode have been slightly more revealing and imply more stuff. The first teaser image released after the episode most notably has two white eyes appearing from within one of the windows in the background. At first I thought the only real candidate for who these belonged to is Terry, because the eyes appeared circular and he is the only antagonist we are currently aware of, but the latest teaser image clearly shows that these eyes are not circular, assuming that these are the same set of eyes, which they likely are. The only guess as to the identity of these eyes are perhaps a true or real form of Terry which we have so far not been aware of, but I'm really not sure, especially as far as I can tell, the eyes in the image are not connected to anybody. It could also just be the case that these eyes are just supposed to represent Terry, and are not his literal eyes. This is however the clearest indication we've gotten so far that Terry is a malicious entity, as the eyes obviously look rather menacing. Going back to the first teaser image, the last thing of note is that one of the background buildings looks very strange, as it looks cut perfectly in half, and it is slightly tilted and is further into the foreground than the other buildings. I am unsure if this is a mistake in the image, which I find unlikely, as I doubt a mistake that big would be noticed, or if this is a clue towards everything in the Wild West being fake, with this building being a prop that is out of place. This possibly strengthens the idea that everything going on in the series currently is part of one big show being put on by Terry. Moving on to the second teaser image, the only thing out of place in this one is that there are two Terrys. This is obviously supposed to symbolize or suggest something, which I theorize could be that the characters are having false versions / personalities of themselves being displayed and puppeted by Terry, as seen in the last episode, or that maybe this is supposed to represent Terry's anxiety / fear, which is a side of her which we see she hides from Maggie at the end of the last episode, where she acts calm, but once Maggie falls asleep she displays her true feelings. She may be doing this, as not to worry Maggie perhaps. But for which theory is more accurate, we will probably have to wait for the next episode to know, as we just don't know enough information yet to confidently theorize about its meaning. The latest teaser image is by far the most interesting, largely, because it contains the most amount of interesting details. It is again hinted at that Terry is the only person aware of something being off, due to her worried facial expression, as also suggested by the updated banner and the first teaser image. But the presence of the ominous eyes right next to her, Hermia Runner arm being missing, and the duck on the wall being beheaded and having blood coming out of it also suggests that something bad might happen to her and that Terry may be targeting her, to some unknown extent. We also see that Maggie's beanie has been nailed to the wall and it has a bullet hole in it, which also may suggest something bad might happen to her as well, or that even something bad may be happening with or will happen to One-Shot Ren, as it was also his beanie, and so it to some extent also represents him. You'll probably also notice that one of the cards being held in the visible card deck has the Grim Reaper on it. So is this implying that Terry or Maggie may die? Well no, as Maggie is a main character who is now always voiced, and Terry just got redesigned. I think these hints are just suggesting something bad might happen to them or is at risk of happening to them, as either of them being killed off is highly unlikely. I imagine the Grim Reaper is either there, as another ominous sign among the many ominous signs in this image which signify that a darkness is looming over them, or that a different death may occur, which, if there is a death in this arc besides Terry, it would probably be One-Shot Red. I'll also note here that the numbers on the other cards clearly show the date of next Saturday, when the next episode will release. This is probably just them teasing the release of the next video and perhaps suggesting something very substantial might happen in this video, but the presence of the Grim Reaper in the cards as well could also suggest that we may see some sort of death in this Saturday's video perhaps. Moving on, looking at the wanted poster of Maggie on the wall, it is virtually the same as the one seen in a previous teaser image, which again suggests that things are not as they appear. But interestingly, the words at the bottom read "Reward your freedom" rather than the cash reward present on the original wanted poster. This suggests that Maggie and Terry, as well as the other characters, are trapped within this show that Terry has been putting on. The last things of note in this image is the static that can be seen in the window, which is obviously referencing Terry, and some of the poker chips are missing textures, though I am unsure if it is supposed to mean anything. Perhaps it may suggest that there are cracks within the show which is being constructed by Terry that are being noticed by Maggie and Terry, such as when everyone froze in the last episode and the sliced building from the other teaser image. The strange thing with SMG4's cards floating, as he is not holding them, may also be a hint at this, assuming that this is not just a mistake. Overall, these recent teaser images have not revealed much new information, but they do give us plenty of clues to theories with. Let's just pray that Terry doesn't get too traumatized from whatever is going to happen. Anyway, I suspect that we will see more teaser images in the next days leading up to the next episode, which may begin revealing, or suggesting even more things. I'm also unsure if we'll see a Mario Does Things episode this Wednesday, as the playlist for the series has not been updated during the making of this video. The Does Things series has been operating on a 2-week schedule so far this year, so it would be strange if one is not released, which may suggest work is being placed elsewhere. I'm also expecting a MIM Games 2023 trailer or announcement sometime rather soon, so there could be the possibility of a MIM Games trailer this Wednesday I think, but I think this chance is rather low until something more major happens in the ongoing arc. Thanks for watching. Make sure to rate your experience of watching this video by leaving a like and commenting down below.